Hi, it's Colette. Welcome back to my channel. And this is the first of maybe a playlist, who knows, of little stories about spirit that maybe didn't make it to the Memoirs book and are coming up more and more now that I'm writing the Afterlife book. So I was this story jumped into my mind and I was like, oh my goodness, I didn't put that in the Memoirs. And there's many stories like that that are very, very, very intense, and obviously very intense for the person that it worked in their favour, but tended to be a kind of normal day of my working life as a clairvoyant stroke medium. And I thought, well, I'd quite like to tell the stories. You know, I like to talk. It's very cold outside, so I've got my big comfy jumper on. I look like a big bird in it out of the, what is it, Sesame Street. So welcome back to my channel if you're a oldie, and if you're new, you might like the wee stories, you might not, but I'm going to try it anyway. Give me a thumbs up if you like the storytelling. There'll all be stories that have happened as part of my maybe my practice when I was working full time. So anyway, so the new book is about the afterlife, and you know, I was writing down things that I think should go in it, and people had sent me emails about their thoughts on the afterlife and things that had happened, maybe through getting a message or whatever. And I was sort of just thinking back to some of the sessions that I did, whether it be Quarry Street or in Hamilton, or whether it was Straven. And one came back to me that was absolutely lovely, so I'll just tell you about it. Not giving names or anything, I wouldn't remember a name anyway, but a woman came for a reading. Now, I've always said I'm a clairvoyant and never really encouraged people to come for mediumship, because mediumship is very hit or miss, and I didn't like to feel that people came in strictly for mediumship and it might not happen. So they came for clairvoyant stuff, but knew that if someone came through, then I would pass that on. But this woman sat down and I put her cards out, and the sorrow and well, things in the past, and I realised that she, from the cards, that she'd been bereaved. She'd lost her husband in a matter of months before. Now, for a spirit to be very strong and come through, I think it tends to take a year. For them in our time, there's no time like ours in spirit and the healing, etc. But in our time, it can take about a year. I'll talk more about that on the new Afterlife book. But yeah, so it looked as though he'd only passed about 3-4 months previously. So I said to her, you know, I can do your reading and I can look at how you can go ahead, but it's very unlikely we'll get a message from him because it's not a year yet. And if they'd phoned and asked me about that, or, you know, we would have said, no, leave it a while. However, she seemed very, very sad, and she said, I'm happy to have the clairvoyant reading because there's other things going on too, but it would have been so nice to hear from him because I'm missing him dreadfully. And as she said that, the channel opened and there was a vague outline in it. There was no way I could have described the spirit, but I knew it was male. And I got a name through, and when I said it, she burst into tears because it was the name of her husband who had passed. And I thought, oh, well, that's nice. Probably not get any more than that, but to have him come through and see his name when he's only 4 months over. And I could tell that there was an immediacy about him. I could tell that he wanted to talk and chat and show something, but he wasn't a strong enough spirit yet. But oh, he was persistent. So I looked at the channel, and within this outline of this man, I saw he went like that, and what I saw in his hands was like a long silver spindle about this size, and it had a loop on the top, and it looked like silver or stainless steel. And I was like, well, no idea what that is. So I said, look, this is odd, but he's showing me a long spindle. It's as though it's a gift for you, a gift he's given you. Would you know what this is? I said, it's long silver, it's got a wee loop on the end, it's quite solid, quite heavy. And she looked at me like, no chance, I have no idea what that is. So I kind of looked up at him, and again this thing came forward, this spindle, silver, heavy, and it was like, what the feeling I was getting, he was putting in my head was, it's a gift to her, it's a gift to her. And I said, look, please go home, look around the house, see if there's anything, even an ornament that looks like this, or something that he would be associated that is a long silver spindle with a loop on the end, and it's about that size. And she looked at me and she said, well, I will, okay. So she went home. She enjoyed her reading, but I could tell she was puzzled, and I was a bit miffed as well, because it was so important to the spirit. A gift from him. A couple of days later, the day that would have been their anniversary, they'd been together a long time, she phoned me, and basically what she said was that morning a parcel had arrived. Now, for every year of their anniversary, she loved, I think it was maybe Royal Albert or some sort of special china, and she had most of it, but every year her husband bought her another piece, like a gravy boat or a big platter or whatever. So, and it came for her anniversary, and it came all wrapped from the company itself. So parcel arrived, and she saw where it was from and just burst into tears, because he obviously had ordered it for her, a gift for her, before he passed. And she opened it up, and there was a big plate and another plate, and then a long thing all in tissue paper. And she opened it up, and it was the long spindle, silver spindle or stainless steel, with a little handle on the edge, and it went through the two plates and made a cake stand. And she knew that he had managed to get through and say, a gift for you, a gift for you. But I assumed she'd had the gift, but she got the gift on her anniversary of her wedding, and it was part of something he'd given her every year. And I think he could have maybe shown me the plates, but the plates could be plates, but this silver spindle with a sort of, the loop was on its side. It was a wee handle, actually. It was something we couldn't figure out, but when she unwrapped it from all its tissue paper, there it was. And she knew that her husband that had passed had given that gift for her, and maybe expected to be there when it arrived. But on her anniversary, that's what she got. And she had 2 days earlier a spirit saying, a gift for you, a gift for you, and showing me it from spirit. So how lovely is that? How absolutely lovely is that? So that's one wee story. I might pop on again and do other ones, who knows. But if you like the wee spiritual stories, give me a thumbs up and comment, and we'll see how they go. But I enjoyed telling you that, because it's a memory I'd forgotten about. It's in amongst so many things like that happened in my career, that, you know, I'd maybe tell my girls what had happened, and they'd say, oh, fine, yeah, because it was kind of normal. But I realised that maybe it's not normal, and it's nice when people hear of things like this. So many blessings. Let me know if you like this. Bye.